the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1 and verse 18, and it reads, "For much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow." I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Rahahakwadash. Double honors to our apostles, our elders, and bishops, a great millstone who rule well and teach well and sound doctrine. Peace, love, and salutations to you, Akim, out there doing the work with truth and sincerity. So, brothers, Araya Allah down here at the GMS Virginia camp, back with another lesson through the Spirit of Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai. And pretty much going into this lesson will be, the vexation of the spirit, man. Because ultimately, us being here in Babylon the Great, us yearning for the kingdom of heaven, us going through hell, catching hell, dealing with demons, and so on and so forth. It's all vexation of the spirit. So I just want to read this real quick. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 18 again. It says, "For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow." Why is that? The scriptures go into how surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. When you understand, everything that's going on in today's society, when you understand, where you sit at, concerning society, all right, and how these other nations, all right, Esau, Edom, this rulership, when you realize who's in the power seat, man, it's truly vexing, man. When you see, the things that they acquire, okay, because of their wickedness, how they gotten riches by deceit, like the scriptures go into, when you dealing shit with your woman, with your job, us receiving shekels, but bags and holes, like the book of Haggai 1 and 6, that verse says in that chapter. There's so many different things. There's a vexation of the spirit, man. I just want to get another precept concerning that. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 2, and I'm gonna start at um, verse 3, and this is King Solomon. Okay, it's the time of him being in a rulership. All right, and if you can receive it, this is Yahweh Shai incarnation, man. All right, and it says verse 3: "I sought in my heart to give myself unto wine, yet acquainting mine heart with wisdom, and to lay hold on folly, till I might see what was that was good for the sons of man they should do under the heaven all the days of their life." And it says, "I made me great works. I built me houses. I planted me vineyards." Yeah, because ultimately he had all the resources, man. He was the king of Israel. So he was able to build houses and wine vineyards and so on and so forth. And then it goes into, it says, "I made me gardens and orchards, and I planted trees in them and all kinds of fruits." So he had an abundance, right? And it says, verse 6, "I made me pools of water to water therewith the wood that bringeth forth trees," right? So he had all different types of, certain things, concerning nature, you know, everything that you can basically imagine, man. Okay, when you go out into like a wilderness or a forest, or let's say for instance, they got the since I forget what it's called, I think it's Amazonia or something like that. Or just to give, paint a picture, when you watch the movie Avatar, you know, the way of the water in the first one, how they had like basically all the creatures, all the beautiful, scenery. Just imagine, the scenery that King Solomon had, especially being in the best land in the whole planet Earth, man, right? Which is the land of Israel. And it says, verse 7, "I got me servants and maidens and had servants born in my house. Also, I had great possessions of great and small cattle above all that were before me, all that were in Jerusalem before me." So he had everything that a man can dream of, right? And it says, verse 8, "I gather me also silver and gold and peculiar treasure of kings and of provinces. I got me singers and women singers, and the delights of son of man, and musical instruments, and that all of sorts," right? So he had, the top entertainment concerning women singers, men singers. Like he literally had everything, man, right? Everything at his fingertip, right? It says, "So I was great and increased more than all that were before me in Jerusalem. Also my wisdom remained with me. And whatsoever my eyes desired, I kept not from them. I withheld not my heart from any joy, for my heart rejoiced in all my labor, and this was my portion of all my labor, right? And I mentioned, everything is all vexation of the spirit, and just imagine a king, basically from this perspective, right? King Solomon, he had everything, man. And it's the same. I'm not going to compare, King Solomon to, men today that may have these riches and so on and so forth. But when you hear these celebrities speak in these podcasts and so on and so forth, they speak about how, like, yeah, I got all the cars, the clothes, the women, you know, I have the mansions, the luxurious lifestyle, right? And what do they say? They always say how they're unhappy. They speak about how depressed they are and how they don't really, own anything, because we understand who's in the power seat, man. All right, unless your face is on a Federal Reserve note, and not even just that. Okay, unless you have your own resources, your own farm, your own cattle, and so on and so, you really are not, rich. And a lot of these people don't have that.